Okay, Gemini, here's your reading for April. This is going to be a love and intimacy reading. I've got about 5 or 6 decks here I pull from. I have 3 rows of the 5 decks, and I've got an animal card, and I've also got a numerology card as bumpers at the end of the reading, kind of tie things up. So I'm going to get right into it here. First card on the romance side for the Gemini is the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a picture of a lady here with her birdcage. She's taken off. Usually they depict one side of the boat is rocky and one side of the boat being calm is a sense of moving from something that has been tumultuous to something that's calm. Here we have calm waters. And the sense is that they just keep saying we've been through too much. Now, I don't know, this is a card of moving away or leaving something, or but they just gave me that quote. Now, that can go in many directions. It could be, we've been through too much to stay together, or we've been through too much to part. This could go in either direction. So, where's it going to go? That's just the first card, so we'll get on to the next one here and see what comes out. So the next love and romance card we get is the Five of Swords. This ain't good. Yeah, this man is here. He's got flowers that are kind of wilted, or at least not doing their best, and he's taken off his hat, which is a symbol of like a relief or stress and a break from this. Again, the 6 kind of carries that energy. I need a break here. We may either be in a relationship that we've had a lot of stress in and maybe need to leave or are thinking of leaving, and it weighs heavy on us. Now, we've got all these swans, and whenever you look at, you know, cards and whatnot, swans are usually a symbol of love and devotion, because they can be highly, they will fiercely fight for a partner. And this is the sense I'm getting here. We may be in conflict of whether to leave a situation that has got a lot of stress and turmoil, or whether to stay and keep fighting. Okay? Next card. Now, here we go. 5 of Cups. So we got the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Cups. 5s are halfway points. They're tipping points. It's stay or go. And we are just, you know, literally on this fine line, not knowing where to go. Now, we started with the energy of leaving a situation. And there's a lot of pain and sorrow, deep sorrow from the 5 of Swords. And this 5 of Cups adds a lot of emotional turmoil as well. So we're getting into a point here where we are arguing outwardly, yelling, screaming, you know, there's arguments. It's no secret that things are not going well here, really is what I get. I always make a point to notice here, there's a 3-way, and we've got 2 women, 1 man. So we may have jealousies of a partner here. It could be in any capacity. We could have 2 men in the situation and a jealous wife, or, you know, 2 women and a jealous husband, whatever. The sense here is that there's conflict here that cannot be resolved. And I feel a long line of this. It's just not, we've had proof in the physical here that it's not going to work. We've tried before. We've been through this. This ain't our first rodeo, right? We know how this works. So a sense of being, not only from the 5 of Swords, being in grief and sorrow, but being tired and fed up. Okay? Ooh, heavy. Okay, heavy start here. Okay, the next row is the Divine Energy cards. It's the Divine Tarot, or Tarot of the Divine. And I have found that the energies, the universal energies, go straight there. So we'll see what they bring in the second row. First card in the second row, Queen of Coins. That is an energy of, how you say, the Queen of Coins is very content in her lot in life. She's financially stable. She's got a lot of lush surroundings and abundance. She's got a lot of things around her that make her feel comfortable. This one here is a minimalist. we have just a loincloth, but nonetheless, we are comfortable with what we have, and we make the best of things. There's also a snake in the midst, symbolizing, they're wanting me to say this, separate from, symbolizing there's dangers all around us. But that woman has her hand on the snake, kind of saying, you know, we can kill him with kindness, right? We can overcome a lot here. But the sense is that we've had so much here that we just cannot overcome. But nonetheless, that is on the Six of Wands. Again, this is the energy of moving away, and the sense that I'm getting is this is where we can find our peace, our calm, and our happiness and contentment if we do get away from all of this energy that we're in. Seems to be in this relationship. The partner, right? The two of us together create a situation. It cannot be. It's combustible. Okay. On the next card here, on the Five of Swords with the Swans and the guy, you know, in grief and sorrow, regret even. What do we get to clarify there? We get the Ten of Cups. Now, this is very interesting. Because, again, this is universal energy. They're going, remember. So this is really what the universe wants for you. What is in reality is you sitting there on the bridge going, I don't know which way to go, left or right. My heart is broken. I can't make sense where I've been, and I don't know where to go. And the Ten of Cups is the universe saying, go to your happy. What makes you happy, and go there. If we're struggling and fighting in an area that's not making us happy, then we need to drop the effort and move it in a direction that does make us happy. Ten of Cups is about emotional fulfillment. You know, and again, we have these... how do you say? We have this archway surrounding this couple in full color. And then you got these people in the water that are kind of in black and white. They got colorful crowns, but their body's kind of in a monotone, black and white. And they're looking up there and going, wow, look at them. They have a baby. They have happiness. What is that? This is what's going on here. It's kind of like everybody else is living in Technicolor and we're living in black and white. And we want to know how to get from here to there. This is what I'm feeling from the Gemini. They're just feeling like they're not in the right place. And guess what? That's because maybe you aren't. Maybe you're fighting for something here that really needs to go in another direction. Not only for your highest good, but for the person that you're fighting with, for their highest good. For them to find a partner that's more suited, and for you to find a partner that's more suited. Ten of Cups is right in the middle, wanting to say we can gain our happiness. We just have to figure out which direction it lies in. Does it lie here or does it lie somewhere else? And be willing to take that leap, right? So on the Five of Cups here, on the last row, again, there's a lot, I feel a lot of emotional turmoil. It's not just sadness and depression where we're both kind of to our corners not saying much. Oh no, we're fighting and there's words being exchanged and emotional outbursts. All of this is happening. On top of there, universally, we get the Page of Wands. Now this is interesting, because the Page of Wands can be about exciting news. And this page here is moving and shaking, right? So I feel like what this means is, one, we're going to get exciting news that is going to prompt us to take action, either in the right way or in a way that is more positive than the way that we've been pointing our nose in, right? So there's that. Okay, so now, sorry, that's my ice cube machine. I'm an ice freak. So, okay, third row. We got the Love, Sex, and Magic cards. So the first card there, on top of the Queen of Coins, the energy of stability that we want to gain, by the way, but we're not feeling in this relationship. So on top of that, we get the Seven of Swords. Well, what do you know? Seven of Swords is really, you got two people, you know, with their backs to each other, unable to make amends here. So much so that it infringes on the physical side of the relationship. You know it's getting bad when. And then there's a sort of truth peeking out from the right-hand corner saying, we need to speak our truths to this partner so that we can be released from all of this. Again, I have to bring up the scenario because sometimes there may be two people unhappy in a relationship and one just has to have the courage to come forward and say what both are thinking, which is, I'm not happy here. Okay? If they're being honest with each other, they can do that. But then there's a whole bunch of, tangents things can go on. Nonetheless, Seven of Swords is about not getting any physical action in the bedroom from a partner. We are not being intimate with our partner. We are not feeling anything in this kind of way towards that partner. And not only that, there may be some truths that need to be told here in order to relieve some of the stress and strain. Okay? Ooh, heavy. Okay, next. Down the center again, the grief, sorrow. Ten of Cups, where the universe wants you to go to. Go to your happy. If this ain't it, find it. And if you don't know what it is, figure it out. And then go. On top of that, we get the Fool, and that's us taking off in a new direction. Zero, the Fool it's not a number yet. It's zero. It's just the thought process of acceptance, maybe, that I cannot do any more here. We can't make any progress here. This is, So when we get that, it's the ability to turn in a different direction and just start walking. Again, I'm getting a lot here from the Gemini energy of noticing people outside of us being happy, and why can't we get it? Why isn't it here for us? Like what? I thought it was here. And the universe is saying, you know what? We all make mistakes. We just got to be forgiving of ourselves to make them. And be courageous enough to go after something else and try again, That's really what they're saying. Now that, again, this snake is following. He is not looped in the Fool's energy whatsoever. And that snake really, to me, in certain situations, usually, one, it can mean treachery from others, tripping us up. I do feel a light sense of that here. We have to watch for other people trying to run our life here because it could throw us off. If we don't go truly in the direction we want to go from our heart, other people can get us going in a direction that just ain't going to make us happy in the long run. So we want to make sure we're coming from our center core of what we want. Okay? And secondly, that snake is also a sign of possibility of healing, though it is not connected to him yet. That's the sense here. We're going to take off in another direction and we'll heal when we get there. Because I do not have enough to get through the day here, let alone try and think about healing. But I know I need to move. And that's what's most predominant in this Gemini energy is I know I need to move forward here, and that's all I can think about right now. I just need to move forward. And the universe is going, that's okay, as long as it's going more towards your happy than towards unhappy. Quit bucking the system here, right? Yeah. So off he goes, the Fool in his new direction. Okay, the next card, again, the emotional turmoil. The Page of Wands is some exciting news that comes in here that may change or produce action within us to go in this new direction. What do we get there? We get the Judgment card. And this is loaded, man. This is near the end of the major arcana for seriousness. Now in this picture you see a couple, and then there's a little dude there, and he's winding these two up in ribbons. To me, that is like tying two people together. So it could mean, see, this exciting news, right? That's highly tied to this. So we may have, all of this situation, we're all in turmoil. We realize our partnership here has ended, and there's nothing that we can really do to fix it at this point. And we realize that we need to go off in a new direction. And the Page of Wands could signify positive news as to things. I hate to say it that way. It's like we're walking out the door and suddenly we get wind. Somebody likes us, or someone is fond of us, or we just get good news from someone that we want to hear from, really. And that could be on any level, friendship or, And yeah, it's really about partnering people up. Because the judgment is really overlooked by the angels and all of those entities up there that are on your side. They're going, this for your highest good. Again, it may be a stepping stone towards, to get you closer to your, okay, how do I put that? It may not be the one, but it may be a relationship that gains you the ammunition to get to the one that you really want, the one for your highest good. But either way, it is pre-approved universally that this is a good way to go, because there's either lessons here we need to learn and attain for our highest good, and this is where we're going to gain them, or this may be the one as well. Okay, so judgment, the tying of two souls together here. It could be for karmic reasons, or mind you, I feel like we're getting out of karmic stuff. I think now is the time to go into something a little smoother, right? I feel like we've been through the rough stuff and we've paid our dues here, and so now, if we've learned what we needed to learn there, we'll go into something that is a little smoother. But nonetheless, 20, the judgment, good news about a partnership that we're wanting to go to in the future. Either we hear wind of something, or rumors or whatever. I don't know how it's going to hit you, but it's good news about a partnership that either we're looking in the direction of, or it's going to make us happy and fulfilled in some kind of way. Now, the Sun and Moon cards for our fourth row here. What do they have to say? So, the Seven of Swords basically saying, there's no physical action, there's no intimacy here in this relationship that we're leaving. On top of that, what do we get to clarify? We get the Ten of Wands talking about oppression. Yeah, because everybody's holding back here, right? So, we're talking about the old relationship that we're leaving. There's a lot of holding back. This could be physically, obviously, right? Because the Seven of Swords is saying, yeah, there's no intimacy here. It could be emotionally, we're holding back and repressing things. Yeah, we could be carrying a lot of burdens from the partner or within the relationship here that we just not communicating honestly about, on the level about. I feel like it's more, if something's bothering me, can you do this instead of me? There's no talking, there's no communicating. We don't want to burden the partner, and it's not in a way that we're trying to think of the partner. It's the way that we just don't want to deal with the partner. We don't want to deal with the partner at all. So there's an oppression here high for the Gemini, for sure. Yeah, I'll carry on. Okay, so the next row, again, we're talking about, this new direction to get to our happy. What do we get on top of that? Wow, we get the High Priestess. So she's here in all her glory, right? Look at the white surrounding her. But the pillars of white and black are still there. So we still have to deal with the negative here. But if we deal with it in a positive way, meaning, how do you put that? Gracefully. If we can control, to put it simply, if we can control our temper with this one, we can get further. But nonetheless, our instinct has a high place here in all of this. And really nudging. Not only do the universal energies want to engulf you with instinct to go in the right way, but they also want to engulf you with instinct to help you do it in the best way possible. So that's those little ideas that come in your head, like, oh, maybe I should say this instead of this. Or maybe I should hold off instead of go forward, on a plan here. These are the things. And the High Priestess in this position, they're going, it is linked to the Fool. So it is linked. There is a sense here of going towards something else here. We're not just leaving with no jumping point, meaning with no target, right? We're leaving, there's a target outside, but we wanted to make darn sure that we did everything we could in this relationship, that there was no stone left unturned. And I think they're going, we're proud of you for that, because there's no stone left. There's absolutely nothing left here. We did everything we could, so we need to rest on that and congratulate ourselves for that, because that is quite an accomplishment. We had a lot of patience here in this way, more than most. Anyway, the High Priestess goes back to that Fool. There's an instinct to go in another direction, and this is what the Gemini is starting to follow here, or feeling the initiative to do. Now, this Judgment, right? We're tying two people together. There's news of something here. It brings the last piece of the puzzle. That there might have been, okay, for this last relationship, there might have been, a lot of repression, a lot of holding back, a lot of not saying nothing, but feelings and emotions are hurt, but nobody's saying nothing. If they were choking on it, they'd say nothing. And it's almost like it came to a head, and that's it. Everything blew to smithereens. Everything was said. There was nothing, in fact, it might have been in quite a way of anger and resentment and bitterness on either one side or the other. I feel like that's, it almost feels like a tower to me, like a blowout. But yet, the tower would come with surprise, but this is no surprise, because this has been a long time coming. So it's just leading up to the last bang here. So now the Page of Wands, again, exciting news about a connection that we want in the future is really what I'm getting. So either we hear something about someone that we want or are looking highly upon in this way. What's the Moon card for that? Sun and Moon card. We got Four of Swords, a truce. No, this could go in either direction. It really is to clarify the Judgment card. So, give me a moment here. There might be a little more history than I'm giving credit for this new direction. Okay? Because I feel like the truce goes back to the Judgment card, where they're tying two people together. I feel like that's on hold. And I'm going to leave it at that. I can't say no more there. We heard some good news about a partner. Instinctively, we're guided to go in that direction. But there's an energy of hold here for the time being. That's what they said. Just say for the time being. There's a hold energy, okay? So it's just above and beyond everything. So we're going to go to the next row here and see what Casanova deck has to say about things. So when we're talking about no sex and oppressive energies here, what do we get for Casanova? We get the Page of Wands. So this is about using your discretion and being on guard. And yeah, that would brew that, wouldn't it? Right? Yeah. So for this while we're dealing with this partner, there's a lot of guarded energy that's going to be happening. Like I said, I think we had our blowout here. Everybody had their say, and feelings are hurt, and now it's decided, okay, that's enough. That's it. I'm done here. But we're still on guard with this person, and we still got to use our discretion in dealing with them in the future. We may have a family here that we got to see this person. We can't just drop it and run. So in the next row here, we're talking about the High Priestess and the Fool and going after your happy in the new direction, using your instinct. What does Casanova have to say there? We have the Six of Wands. So there's a lot of passion here and energy. This guy's an adventurer, and he speaks to fleeting moments. So now, okay, here's the history, I think. I think we may have had a Gemini here that was investing emotionally. It could be in any way here. Here we show a physical investment into an area here, a fleeting moment. That's usually, that's less than a one-night stand. We're not even talking an investment of a one night. We're talking an afternoon or a couple hours, if you're lucky. But we're indulging in someone's physical energy, if I can put it that way, for the moment. Six of Wands. So this is sitting here. We did this because we felt it would make us happy. Okay? We used our instinct, or did we? right? But this is here. Okay, so this is right down the center. So this has true meaning and true significance here. As we go to the right side of the reading, again, we're talking about the emotional outburst, the tying of us to someone else. And again, this might have happened while the relationship was still in ongoing. There seems to be a truce at the moment. Maybe the other person knew that found out that we were in a relationship, and or there was a situation here that was revealed, so they put the brakes on. What do we get Casanova say about that? The Ace of Wands. Talking about the beginnings or still point. Now it's interesting to me, there's a lot of hold up here energy. Now the energy I'm getting through this whole reading for the Gemini, I'm going off in a new direction. There's no two ways. I may have invested emotionally into something here before I made up my mind fully. Okay? We may have even invested physically in something else here to a degree. Like jump the gun, and maybe not all the details are in. Meaning, we may have invested in a partner outside of the relationship that did not know we were not separated, and we did not offer any of that information forthwith. Okay? So that's what I'm getting. So again, coming down to the tying of the two together, we have a truce card and a still point. A beginning that wants to happen, but it has not happened yet. But yet the Gemini is moving forward, so it's kind of a question mark. So we got the infinity cards here. Again, they're blunt and to the point like me, so hopefully we'll clear this up. If not, it's going to have to wait a month. Okay, the 6. We're moving away from a relationship here, is clear to see. There is a lot of oppression and lack of physical intimacy. All of it is coming down to us being on guard highly and using our discretion with this partner. What do we get for the infinity card? We get 14. This is interesting. This is a card, it's my it's my LGBTQ card. So lesbian, gay, bi, trans, and I don't know, Q, what does that mean? I can't remember. But it's trying to be all inclusive here basically, and talking about situations where sexuality may be in question one way or another. Something of this, and I mean, I know this is a big cloud, but something like this has come down in this way. Give me a minute here if I can tap in a little more. Yeah, simply we may have either been in a same-sex relationship or want a same-sex relationship outside of a, you know, a man-woman relationship. Something like this is affecting the relationship. We may not be getting all that we need, or we may not be able to be all that we are with this partner. It may simply be that we cannot openly be accepted from the partner for all that we are in a sexual kind of way. Okay, so there's something here that might be either omitted by one party or shamed by one party. And that has a high rank here as to, I think it's an underground thing, that it means something, but it may not be something that we're really the couple addressed, and there's a lot of other stuff on top of that that just ain't working anyway, so we're not going to get to this. But this means something to someone. It's like I'm not being accepted for all that I am and all that I care about, and I need to do that. So that has a bearing here somewhere, some way. Someone has. And it could just be... I'm getting a high vibe for bisexuality. So I'm getting a sense here, like it's not that we are a man-woman couple and now we want to go be a man-man or a woman-woman couple. I feel like we may just be open to both, and this is not acceptable to this partner. And they may even, to the degree that they make us feel shame for this, and we just don't find that acceptable. Again, not being talked about, but this is one thing, is another straw on the heap pile that we got here that's not working. So it's not like this is something that's not being talked about and it's the deal breaker. No, there are 10 deal breakers above this, is just chopping this up. But this is underground here, something that we can't release on. Okay, so that was heavy. Okay, next. Yeah, the Ten of Cups, going to your happy, the Fool card. The High Priestess, taking our instinct into account here. And again, fleeting moments. So we meet, you know what else might have happened here? Sorry. Is we might have had a fling with a same-sex partner outside of the marriage and found that titillating, and that is the fleeting moment. That is resonating with us a little bit more than we thought it would. Okay? That may be. Okay, so the Infinity card on top of that is, look at this, 16, the male. So that's single male card. So we could have a male here being attracted to another male, and again, fleeting moments. That's the, or simply just wanting to be single and being able to go out, and I can go left side or I can go right side, whatever side of the field. I want something that resonates with me. I just want love. I'm not getting it here. I'm open to anything, open to offers, and I'm open over there, and I'm open over there. So whatever hits me first, that's where I'm going to go. But there's a tendency here for one side over the other. But again, I feel like this person is open-minded enough to know that it has to be love. It can't just be, it's not a fad thing. It has to be love. And in that case, I'm open to love, however it comes at me. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. Okay, so the next row, the last row, we are talking about the emotional outburst, talking about the tying of people together, talking about truce energy, a still point, a beginning that wants to happen. The Infinity card is, woo, the Hot Love Lust card, 11. Here we go. Okay, let me just look at this. So that is about overwhelming passion, right? Lust that comes over us. Lust is really heavy, and it really does match the fleeting moments in adventure in the bar room there, where they're taking off their clothes and getting ready. You know, like they don't have no time to get a hotel room and do it all discreet, right? Because they just can't help themselves. That's lust. And I feel like we might have, you know, there's a lot of passion here. Some of the passion we have is spitting out in one direction, that we just can't handle what's going on here. And it's like we have a great passion to go off in another direction and you know, bring up some lust bubbles in that direction. So this is what's going on. We got some like, I'm really dancing on the fence of, you know, rebound energy here with the lust. So I don't know, but again, I feel like this person, if they're into bisexuality here, they're open to everything. I don't feel like we're dabbling, because some people, they'll dabble to experiment and then they jump back on their train because they have a train, they have a preference. I do not feel this person is specifically in that way. I do feel they truly are bisexual. They are open to everything, but they have had a hard spot here in the direction that they've gone. I feel it was a male-female relationship, and that is kind of tainting them over to the male side, going, you know what, I've had enough of females, I'm going to go with a male. Or I've had enough of males, I'm going with a female, this kind of thing. But here it's signifying a male. So I'm using that as a way to say, okay, there's two males here. But it can be two females, so, you know, whatever. Just because we're frustrated, we're on the rebound, we've hurt, we haven't healed, this is why. But I do truly feel this person is open to everything. So this is, they're telling me you need to get that across, that we're not just jumping here because we're mad at one female and we're throwing all the females out with the bathwater. That's not the case. Or males, right? It's not the case here. We truly are open. And because of this, we're trying to figure out where our lust lies, I think. And it's hard because there's a lot of passion that we have bottled up that is just going off in directions, so we don't have a baseline here, if you get my drift. Okay, so a little bit of complexities there, a little bit of underground stuff that this person is, I don't feel they need to figure it out. I feel they just need to find their love, wherever that is. And they don't know where that is, and that's what they're looking for. And right now they're frustrated with what they had, so they're going in the other direction. But it's just, that's the way it happened. So they're trying to figure out, really, man or woman, where is the love? Where is the love? Yeah. Okay, so the numerology card that we have here for the Gemini is 48. And it speaks to financial discipline. Green, money is green, you know. And then the pink. Pink is always about love and compassion, as I see it anyway. We may be ruled by our finances. This may be running our life to this point. Or we're needing to keep it under control in some kind of way. Now, if we're having problems, right, in the love direction, sometimes we can go shopping to help us feel better. This is what I'm getting. So be aware of your financial status here, because it don't last forever and it don't grow on trees. So financial discipline needed. We may have to watch our balances here, checks and balances, because I feel like we're trying to compensate. We're using our money to compensate, to make us feel better for all the stuff in our personal life that ain't going right. So be careful of that financial discipline. Some healing that needs to happen there. May have an addictive, like a shopping addiction that is kind of feeding into all of this problem area, kind of soothing us to a high degree, but in the end it's going to take us down, because it could, you know, it could bankrupt us. So be careful of that. Your finances, they're making you aware. So the animal card that we get for the Gemini is the beaver. And work. Look at that. So I feel like this is a, you know, this could be a continuous loop. Financial discipline and the beaver, like we're working to keep up with the finances, but we're spending more than we can make, and da 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 da. So this is kind of a cycle that keeps us satiated in a weird, addictive, obsessive way. So what I'm trying to say is here, everything needs to be calmed down. I feel like the Gemini is compensating in certain areas, overspending. Okay, I'm going to be blunt. Overworking to compensate for the spending, and overworking so we don't have to deal with a personal relationship. And this is all looping in a bad way, spiraling down, or could have the energy to spiral downward quite quickly, or is continuing to do so. So we got to be aware of that. Sometimes things that soothe us are not truly things that feed our soul, right? We may feel some kind of relief there, but it's not truly relief. It's just more of a ego relief, or a band-aid. And I mean, if you cut your arm off, band-aid ain't gonna help. This is the sense they're giving me. It's like, if we go out and spend $1,000 on a weekend in Maui, and we come back home and expect everything to change, it's not going to change anything. And then your bank account's that much smaller. So there's this sense here of someone either having a shopping addiction or trying to soothe the fallout in the romance area with, you know, treating them to other things that are of a pricey nature. So beware of that. That is a vicious cycle that'll keep you running, and it just doesn't give you any relief. We really ultimately need to slow down and absorb our surroundings. I feel to a high degree the universe is forcing this on us already. That's why those two cards of you know, squabbling and coming out with everything, that's why those cards came out. because the universe put them in a position where they have to face things. They have to sit and in their sorrow and think about things, and they also have to deal with the partner and start telling them the truth of what's going on, how they're feeling, da-da-da. Wow, mixed bag here, but a lot of stuff that I think the Gemini just needs to slow down and absorb their surroundings, and everything will start to tick, 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 just like Tetris on a winning streak. It'll just start to fall into place, and everything will, all the lines will just start disappearing. Because right now, with the work and the spending to try and compensate for what's going wrong in our life, is really those Tetris squares coming up to a degree where we got like 0.5 seconds to think about where we're going to put our next plot. You got 3 rows of grace, and those things are coming hard and fast. This is what I'm getting. But if we slow down and we absorb our surroundings, and we actually heal and feel to heal our emotions, we start eliminating the baselines. And then we go down and we get some breathing room. I can breathe. Holy, I can see, the water. I'm not drowning in all of this stuff. And even though we do have to deal with our emotions, it doesn't have to stress us out. We can sit there and go, yeah, that wasn't good. That was painful. Yeah, I need to get away from there. I can't get away. If we're just looking at ourselves in a box and going, I can't get out of here, but we're in pain, we're in sorrow, we're in resentment and bitterness, why don't we open up the visor and look in another direction? Because what we got going on here but that's the sense they're giving me, is we got a Gemini in a box here with something they're not getting along with. But I can't leave. So if we can't leave, then yes, we're going to be stressed. We're going to be, all of this is, and this is kind of the scenario that we're moving out of finally. But that's the sense they're giving me, is we were in a box with something we didn't like. Didn't like the looks of it, the smell of it, nothing. Got to get out of here. But they were just sitting there holding their breath going, oh, it's okay. I don't want to, nope. So I don't mean to laugh, but it's a realization that's going to be very reviving for them. They just don't know it yet. And don't drown yourself in work. And discipline yourself financially so that there's less outgoing and more incoming. Meaning, don't work more to keep spending. Stop your spending and then work less. This will help. Whew, heavy, universal. Yeah, because we might have a workaholic, a shopaholic, a spendaholic, and an addictive personality to people, codependency to a person that was never good for us to begin with. So that all has to be dealt with and utilized. And I think this is the beginning process. I think April is not going to be a great month for the Gemini, because they really are going to sit down and look at this stuff, and it ain't going to be good. But you know what? It's going to be healing. And you know what? Things are going to be better on the other end. So, Gemini, that is your reading for April. Holy man, that was heavy. That's heavy. There's a lot of issues here, and like I didn't even get into the immediate love and romance issues. Like I didn't get into it, but you can feel they're stacked right to the roof. So we got to start working our way down those issues to resolve things. Even if it, because the energy they're giving me is we're going to split here. We're going to be 2 separates. And that is the saving grace. That's going to give us the grace, 1, to think clearly. And then 2, give us the opportunity to heal. Because while we're in it, we can't heal if we're still in it. Because it's still creating havoc for us. So when we get ourselves out of there, there's a different field that comes in. It makes it easier for life to go on. That includes work, money, and all of that. So we can see straight. This is what I feel. So, Gemini, that is your reading for April. Again, I hope it helps you. It's heavy. I don't wish that upon no one, but those that are going through it, I hope that this gives them some kind of a map, makes them see something more clearly, and helps them in some kind of way get to where they want to be. So, Gemini, take care, have fun, and be kind, and I will see you next month.